Okay, so let me go ahead and recap for what we missed during the technical difficulties we had. Everyone was in a carriage and were proceeding east to the coast to Caverick's Cove, the village. Trouble the Wolverine was sniffing around at everyone, and Matthew was able to use his ability to communicate with burrowing animals, and he realized that he wasn't terribly impressed with anyone, including David. But uh, Jeremy, the caravan suddenly hit a rut, and it threw a wheel. Supposedly, you heard the driver knock on the top of the roof and say, "Hey, it's going to be a second." Jeremy jumped out of the caravan and looked outside and saw the driver's throat was slit and was laying there against the top of the caravan dead. The guard was running up to the other caravan where two men were struggling. Jeremy, now that we're beginning here, you can tell that they're both humans. One of them was the driver that you saw when you took off from Radix Hill, and the other is the guard. Those two guys are struggling. The second guard is running up there right now. Behind you in the caravan, you hear another struggle going on top of the roof. Patrick had seen gore going down the window, so he jumped out with his bow and arrow as well. We will begin right there. Go ahead, Jeremy.
How far am I from the driver that was felled?
You are about maybe 7 feet from him.
And if I do a 360 look around, is there anything in my immediate area? Like, am I going to be blindsided? What's directly behind me?
No, the struggle that's going on top of the other caravan is between those two men. The struggle that's going on in front of you is between those two men, and the guard is leaving there. Immediately, what you're thinking is, inside job, these guards are trying to take over the caravan. Because you look down at the wheel, and it looks like the wheel fell off. It didn't break.
Okay, I'm going to light up the guard that's struggling with the driver.
Patrick, what was your plan?
I was going to back up lag.
Okay. So, Jeremy, go ahead and roll me a d20. Was that a 1?
19.
Oh, 19.
19.
Patrick, what you see is you see Jeremy pull his bow back, or Rainmar, I should say, pull his bow back. He loosens a flight. You hear it hiss through the air, hits the guard through the back of the shoulder. Roll me a d6, Jeremy, for damage. 1. It hits the guard in the back of the shoulder, kind of turns him around. He looks over while he's struggling with the other guard. The guard that was running away from you stops, turns around, and says, "This isn't about you." Patrick, you're outside. What do you want to do? Actually, I take that back. Jeremy, you get 2 attacks around with the short bow. You can attack again. What would you like to do? Same guy or different guy?
No, the guy that just turned around and said it's not about me.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell him that it is about me.
And you're going to shoot him? Okay, make me a 20-sider.
14.
Okay, you also roll me a 6-sider for damage.
4.
Okay. Inside the caravan, meanwhile, the Wolverine is going nuts, Matthew and David. Matthew, you can hear it repeatedly going, "Let me out there, let me out there. I want to kill him, I want to kill them both." It's freaking out in there. Jeremy, you hit the guy that was saying, "It's not about you." You lose a flight, screams through the air, hits him in the side of the arm, blood just explodes out through the back of his shoulder. He reaches up. Ah! Patrick, your turn. What do you want to do?
Is there anyone else near our caravan within?
No, you can't see anybody else near the caravan. But what you can see is up top behind you on the other caravan, the other driver is dead, and the guard is jumping off.
Okay, I'm gonna go for that guy. I'm gonna shoot an arrow at him.
Patrick, Jeremy, you feel all of a sudden Agrias almost, Rainbar, you feel Agrias go almost back to back with you. He turns around, he shoots a bow twice as well. Go ahead and roll me 220s, please. I assume you're attacking twice?
Yes.
Okay, roll. 220.
11, 13.
Okay. The first one goes ahead and it misses just barely over his shoulder, but the second one, as he dodges, hits him square in the other shoulder. Go ahead and make me a roll, please. It's a 6-sider.
2.
Okay. You hit him, kind of a glancing blow busts off of his leather armor. He kind of screams in pain. Inside the caravan, what do you gentlemen want to do?
Well, I'm telling Trouble to get out when he
You see
feels safe.
Wolverine just kind of come scrambling out through the door. Matthew, your turn.
I'm gonna uncloak my hand crossbow and
Okay.
step outside.
Okay. You're quick enough that you can kind of tumble out the door if you want to, and you can make a move on the next round. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. You and the Wolverine are on the ground. Arion, you're climbing out of the. You're climbing out after them.
Yeah, well, anything to help Trouble say, "Hey, go for that one," type of
Okay.
thing. With hand signals and what have you.
Matthew, or what you end up seeing as you jump on the ground is you see the two guys that were in the caravan with you almost back to back with their bows, and they're shooting at some of the guards that are over there. Let me see their move. The guard at the front stabs the driver with a short sword right through the chest. You hear this blood gurgling scream kind of cut off. He slumps over the chest, and he kind of comes around to use the body as a shield. The other guy that's on the ground that said, "This isn't about you, Jeremy," you hit him, and he starts trying to close with you with his sword. You guys' move. Jeremy, you can begin first. 2 shots again.
Is his movement rate slowed because of the injury?
It is slowed because of the injury and because he's running on that muck ground as well. He's not going to make it. He'll make it to you in the next round, but not this one.
And my brother is shooting at the other guard that's on top of the caravan.
Yeah, he jumped on the ground though by now.
And he's behind.
So we have 3 guards total.
That is correct.
Yeah, 3 guards total. Patrick is shooting at one of them. I'm shooting at 2 of them.
You shot at 2 of them.
Okay.
Which one are you going for?
The guy that's going to close me. The guy that's going to close me.
Okay. 220s, please.
$16. 14.
2 6-siders, please. Try not to use the exploding ones.
4 and 6.
Okay. Agrias, you kind of are looking over your back. Matthew, you're kind of looking over it with your hand crossbow, getting ready to close into action. But Wolverine is running towards the one that Patrick is attacking. Rainbar takes his bow, pulls it back. 2 shots. One of them hits him straight in the eye socket. And you see him kind of almost fall down, tumble down in the dirt. The other one goes clear over top of him. But he's down, blood just gushing out of his face. He's still alive, but not by much.
That's the one.
Question.
Yeah.
My question is about non-combat action.
Okay.
Can I make a non-combat action in the same round that a
It
combat
depends,
action?
but it's got to be very minimal.
Yeah, well, I just want to go up to the body of the driver that had his throat slit.
It's too much to go over to him. You can look at him though, if you want to.
I'm going to start toward him.
Okay, you start towards him. Patrick, you'd be next. Go ahead.
Is my guy still alive? Even though the
Yeah,
Wolverine
he's
got
still
to him?
alive. He's screaming. He's looking at you. He's got a broadsword in his hand. He's charging.
Does he even know the Wolverine's out his ass?
Not yet he does it, but he's about to find out.
Okay.
He's more worried about the guy with the bow.
I'm gonna let loose 2 more arrows.
Okay, make me 2 20s.
You got it. 9,
And miss? Uh-huh.
18.
Ooh, that's a hit. Roll me a 6er.
Okay. 1.
Okay. Agrias pulls back his bow and shoots it. He hits the guy kind of almost under the arm a little bit. He looks at him. He's about ready to start cursing at him, and then the Wolverine gets there. You see this little fur thing. Now I have the exploding dice. This little fur thing charges at him, clamps onto his leg. The guy screams, looking down. He's like, "Ah! Get off of me!" Matthew, your turn. You've got the guy on the ground right now who's almost dead. You've got the guy being attacked by the Wolverine behind you, and the other guard that just killed the other driver is jumping off the caravan to engage.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay, make me a 20, please, with your hand crossbow. I assume you're using a hand crossbow?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got a 10.
Okay. That is a hit barely. Give me a D4.
Dose.
Jeremy, you're getting ready to go and to the driver. You're kind of halfway up the caravan, and this gnome, kind of almost using you as cover a little bit, pegs the other driver with a shot. It's a glancing blow, but he looks furious as he's coming down. David, your move. You're now outside of the caravan.
Or the same guy that you shot with a crossbow, I've got my bow and loosing 2 of them.
Okay. You see the drow-like elf kind of slide outside through the caravan door. Go ahead, make me a roll.
2 arrows, right?
Yeah.
18 and 15.
Okay. That's 2 hits. Go ahead and roll me 2 6ers. You guys are rolling pretty good tonight.
3 and 5.
Okay. The 2 shots, one of them hits him off the side of the shoulder, but the other one hits him square in the chest. You hear all of the air kind of come out of him, blood coming out of the corner of the mouth. The guy with the arrow through his eye looks up at you, and he says, "Mercy, mercy, mercy." The other driver is kind of staggering around a little bit. What are you guys going to do? Jeremy,
Will
it's
not
your
show
turn.
mercy. That's for
Mercy?
sure.
What
Is
the
it my
heck is
turn?
mercy bit?
Yep, Jeremy, it's your turn. How do you want to handle it? You're up with the caravan driver now. He's laying there slumped over the top of the caravan. You got a great angle.
From that vantage, do I see anybody else that we missed?
No, there's
before?
nobody else around the caravan that you can see.
Well, basically, it's like it was.
Yeah, I want to take a non-combat.
You're going to take a non-combat to do what?
Check the body of the driver.
Okay. As you look through his body very quickly, he's got a short sword on his hip. He's got a change purse. He's got a scroll case on him. Those 3 things, primarily. Wears a hat, heavy cloak on him that's soaked with rain.
No value.
Inside the change purse, there might be something of value, but you'd have to take another to actually rifle through. That would be next round.
No, I just take everything, and I want to fire an arrow at one of those guys on
Okay.
the guy with the
What's your dexterity?
15, I think. Hold on.
Okay, you'll be able to loose one arrow then this round.
That's fine. I just wanted to shoot once.
Okay, you just take the scroll case, the sword, very quickly. You just kind of grab everything and you loose an arrow. Who are you going to shoot at?
Can we just can you give me, from my vantage, can you give me a little bit where everybody is?
Yeah.
Which
10 feet.
what do I
10
see
feet
from
ahead of you to the right, on his knees on the ground, is one of the guards that has an arrow stuck through his eye. 10 feet further back from him is the other driver who's been wounded and is coming at, or the other guard, I should say, is coming at you guys with a broadsword. Behind you, about 20 feet back, is a guy that's wrestling with a wolverine stuck to his leg and has a couple arrows sticking out of him.
Okay, not the Wolverine guy and not the guy with the arrow in his eye, but the other guy.
20-sider, please.
14.
Okay, 6-sider, please.
2.
Okay. Jeremy looses another arrow at him. As he runs over, another one hits him kind of in the side of the shoulder. He looks like he might be tougher than the other guys because he looks like he might actually be able to. It didn't look like it shook him up too bad. Patrick, your turn.
Okay, what's the deal with the guy with the Wolverine?
That's the guy you've been peppering with arrows so far. He's bleeding real bad. He's got a gaping wound in his shoulder. The Wolverine is biting the hell out of his leg right now. He's not going to be able to do anything pretty much at all next round.
Okay, so is he still charging or no? Or is he
No,
stuck in
he's
place
stopped
trying to-
where he is. He's trying to
He's
kick
on
off
the
this
ground,
Wolverine and rip him off and everything, but he's just getting the hell bit out of him while he's doing it.
Okay, I'm gonna put my bow back and draw my sword.
Okay. Are you going to move in any direction?
I'm gonna charge straight at him.
Okay. Matthew, your turn.
I'm gonna drop my hand crossbow. It's got a little rope on it,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna color spray him.
Oh, man. The guy that's charging you?
Yeah.
Okay. You see the gnome drop his crossbow. It's attached by a little silk rope to his wrist and just kind of falls down and hangs there. In the air, he moves his hands and all these prismatic trails follow it for a moment. And he lashes out with his hand, and this cone of brilliant colors explodes up in the other guy that's charging right in his face. And he just stands there for a second, transfixed. He blinks 3 times and falls flat on his back, staring straight up into the sky. David Aho, your turn. That's what happens when you fail a save against color spray.
Oh man.
Mom, is that you?
Dave's not here.
David, what do you want to do?
Is there there's nobody else really standing anymore other
Yeah, the
than
Wolverine, and the guy that's got the Wolverine on his leg that Patrick is charging.
Oh.
Do you want to attack him?
Patrick's going the Wolverine, there'll be too much people on one guy.
So you're gonna
I'm
let
gonna-
him be?
I'm pulling my sword and going up to the guy with supposedly pleading for mercy.
Okay.
And put it to his throat real nicely.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on for just a moment. Your Wolverine is attacking him right now.
Oh, okay.
The Wolverine is actually gnawed off most of the flesh of his leg, and he falls to the ground, and he's like, get it off of me! Get it off! He looks over at Patrick. He's looking up at him. Get it off of me! Jeremy, your turn. From your vantage, looking
How
down.
many targets do I have?
There's 3 targets left. There's the one that's been color sprayed and is laying there on his back staring up at the sky. There's the guy that David is rushing right now that's begging for mercy. And the guy behind you that Patrick is rushing right now with a Wolverine stuck to his leg.
I want to keep at least one of these guys alive to interrogate and find out what happened.
That's what I'm planning on trying to do right now.
Okay, so you're just going to hold your action and just make sure everything goes all right?
I've got my sword. Oh.
There's another driver that was wounded. Is he down?
Yeah, you're looking at all 3 of the caravans. All 3 of the drivers are dead.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna hop up to the next caravan and search his body.
Okay, Patrick, you're charging the other guard with a Wolverine on him. Are you going to attack right away?
Oh, I'm slashing this guy across the throat. Yeah,
Okay, make me a 20-sider, please.
you got it.
Actually, 2 20s. I forgot you're a specialist.
Okay, 5 and 20.
You guys are what? You're looking at the Jeremy. You're able to see this from the top of the vantage. The the guy is looking down at Patrick, and he tries to slash him with his sword. Patrick goes into a slide underneath him, goes right between his legs, punches him in the ball sack with his pommel of his sword, and comes around behind him and stabs him straight through the back. Make me a 20.
11.
You have noticed, Jeremy, a lot. You've got a little bit more experience than the rest of these. The fighting style that he employs is like nothing you've ever seen. It's very elegant. It's not the brutish style that you're used to seeing people employ. He's obviously got an immense amount of training. Patrick, you put it right through the middle of his back, and then Wolverine's still gnawing on him. You can hear him, but the guy just kind of slumps over your sword. Okay, Patrick or Matthew, your turn.
Did he pass out on top of the caravan?
No, he was on the ground over there. He's laying at his back, flat on the muck, his back, just staring up into the sky. As you get a little bit closer, you can see a little bit of drool coming out of the corner of his mouth.
Could I take a non-combat action to tie him up?
Of course you can. Mm-hmm. You got to use the rope in your equipment?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys start seeing Matthew lashing up the guy that's been knocked unconscious. In the meantime, David, you're over there with the guy that's begging for mercy. He looks up at you. He's covering his eye. He looks up at you. Mercy. Then he sees your face and goes, "What kind of demon are you?"
Not a very beneficial one. Right in the throat.
Matthew, you're up. You're pretty close to this. You just see David just run his sword right through his throat, explodes out through the thing, through like a fountain of gore through the middle of his back, and he just is hanging there off of his sword. By this time, Jeremy, you're up at the front of the caravan. The other driver is laying there, laying there dead. Throat's been slashed. Sword run through his chest. Much like the other driver, you see that he had a large purse. He's got a scroll case. He's got a short sword, but he also has a key that's been hung around his neck.
Okay.
That might be good.
Well, I'm going to take all that stuff, obviously.
Okay. You start housing this guy. Okay. At this point, combat is over. So you guys can do whatever you would like at this point out of turn.
I just want to...
We'll start with you.
I want to review what it is that I took off the first body. I had a change purse, a scroll case, and a short sword.
That is correct.
Okay, and the second driver was which? He had a key.
Yep, and he had the exact same thing, but with the addition of a key. You look at the key; it looks like it's made out.
Oh, okay. So I got it.
It looks like it's made out of iron.
Okay. So it's my action.
Yep.
Okay, I want to go up to the third driver.
Okay. So you go over. You start wandering back towards the. You start wandering back towards the third driver. Okay. Patrick.
Yep.
Your move.
What's the landscape look like? Is there anyone else charging us, or was it only those guys?
Actually, it's very quiet around you. The birds aren't even singing. The The rain has kind of broken a little bit. The ground is all muck right now. You're standing there still with this guy hanging from your blade. This Wolverine is still biting the shit out of him. His jaw's locked on there. You hear his bones snap in the leg.
Oh, God.
Name.
Okay, I'm gonna pull my sword out, get the
The guy
blood off.
drops to the ground. The Wolverine immediately jumps off and starts chewing at his neck.
That's a good pet. Okay, I'm gonna wipe my blade, sheath it, and then draw my bow and go back up Regmar.
Okay. Raymar is actually walking towards you across. He's kind of bounding across the tops of the caravan,
Like you
in
do.
your direction. Matthew, you've got the guy tied up right now. The other of the guards. What do you want to do?
Is he still knocked out?
Yeah, he's going to be out for hours probably, unless you take steps to wake him up. He's out for the count. I rolled a 5 on my save.
All right.
Yeah,
Um,
you totally blasted him.
I guess I'm just gonna leave him there.
Okay, you leave him
I'm
there,
not gonna,
tied
I
up in the
can't
muck,
lift him.
just laying there. Snot coming out of one of his nostrils, drool coming out of the other one. He's just kind of eyes all glazed over. You can still see like little rainbow patterns in his eyes. David,
I'm
wait,
checking.
from
I'm
behind
checking.
you can hear this Wolverine mumble something like, "This is some good eating."
Good job.
Pet has issues, man.
I'm checking the guy out that I just spitted.
Okay,
What he's got, if there's any kind of documentation,
okay.
searching basically, if anything.
Pull your sword out and
And
start rifling through his belongings.
at the same time, I'm also looking around, making sure that nothing's coming up and around.
Right. No, all around you, like I said, the landscape, and you can see the landscape for a considerable distance, maybe a half mile all around you. There
Okay.
doesn't seem to be anything, but you look at this guy's belongings. He's got a large bag on his hip along with his short sword. He's also got a dagger. And yes, in one of his pockets, there's a slip of paper.
Anything that I can open up, can I actually read it a
Yeah,
little
it's
bit?
actually written in common.
Okay.
It says a half mile after dawn we strike.
Okay.
Now you're looking kind of up at the sky. It's about that time. So you're thinking it was probably orders for all these guys to coordinate when they wanted to do this attack.
Meaning all the 3 guys that we just
You're
killed.
thinking so, yeah.
Okay. I don't think that it might be like orders from somebody else that might be joining.
hmm
Well, possibly or no.
No, you don't think so.
Okay.
Jeremy, you've bounded over to the third caravan by now, and you're looking over at the other driver's belongings. He has the exact same thing as the other guys without the key, but he does have a locket around his neck, a gold locket. And you open it up, and it's got this ivory cameo inside of a dolphin.
Of a dolphin.
A dolphin. Just looks like a piece of jewelry. It looks like it might be valuable.
All right, I'll take everything he's got, I guess, and then I'll meet. I guess I'll meet those guys down there to show them the iron key.
Okay. So you guys all kind of are congregating. Go ahead, Matthew.
Can I search the guy tied up?
Yeah,
I
of course
forgot
you
that
can.
part.
Yeah. I was going to say, how not first edition are you guys not to loot every body you see? Matthew, you go ahead. We got Patrick over here who's doing the strong silent type thing, just walking away from him after you murdered him. Doesn't even look for his belongings. Matthew, you go ahead and you rifle through his stuff. He's got a short sword, a large bag as well, and he has the same slip of paper that says, a half hour after dawn we strike.
I'll just take the large bag, I guess. Oh, I'll throw the short sword away from him.
Okay. Patrick, you're pretty close to the third guy still. Are you going to come to your senses and rifle through his stuff?
Yeah, why not? I'm not
Okay.
driving.
You find the same thing on him as well as the other two, and after you're done, you're going. It's kind of a better idea to walk away from him and join the other guys, mostly because this Wolverine has gotten all the way through the throat right now and is working on the chest. So it's pretty gruesome. So
I just look at the Wolverine and go, as you were.
it doesn't seem to be phased at all. Just
Miles.
all four of you guys congregate over there by the body that's knocked out, and Jeremy shows you, Raymar shows you guys this iron key that he found from the first driver. Go ahead and discuss among yourselves.
Is there any
You know what
box
this is?
or like a chest on this any of the caravan pieces?
It wasn't in yours.
Let's
Okay.
Go ahead.
What's in the large
Let's-
bag?
spread out and look. Can we put the? Do we have a thief, right, Matthew? Is that you?
Yeah. Well,
Okay. Can we put our thief on locating in the whatever that key might go to?
Matthew, you're gonna do that?
yeah, I'll go through the caravans and see if there's anything.
Okay. Meanwhile, Patrick, what are you gonna do?
Just stand there and be silent.
Okay.
Watch people watch.
Okay. Your turn, David. What do you want to do?
Going through the caravan, seeing what could be what they really wanted.
Okay. Jeremy,
and
you're
also-
and what are you going to do now that you've given the order?
Well, I'm going to suggest that every half elf has the ability to see hidden doors, right?
Right.
Does that include secret passages on a caravan?
It does if there were on there.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm looking for then.
Okay. So you guys all break up. Matthew, you begin looking through the caravan. You start at the beginning, at the front of it, and David, you start at the rear of it. Meanwhile, Patrick is just kind of standing guard over the guy that's been dazed. You're also going to, Rainmar, you're also going to be investigating. David, the first thing that you see when you open up the back caravan is the entire inside of it is full of wood. It looks like timber, raw timber. It looks like they were transporting a lot of heavy wood.
Like just regular timber or anything exotic? That
No,
might
just
be-
normal timber.
Okay.
And the entire inside of the thing is, the entire carriage is full to bursting with wood. Matthew, you had something you were going to do?
I was just thinking about lighting it on fire.
God. Okay, Matthew, you're in the front. Exactly, Patrick, exactly.
I got nothing.
Matthew, you're up at the front of the caravan, and much like David's, his carriage, yours is entirely full of wood, for the exception of a metal strongbox that is inside near the front of the caravan, of the I should say the carriage. Rainmar, as you are inside of the carriage, the middle one, could you please roll me a 6-sider? Okay. You don't find any secret doors or anything concealed in there. Matthew, what do you want to do? You're looking at this strong box.
Yeah, does the key fit?
Raymar has the key. He just showed it to you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought he gave me the key.
No, I don't think he gave you the key. Did you, Jeremy, give him the key? I didn't think so. Okay. That doesn't fit your MO.
Can I? Is it too big for me to carry?
Oh, yeah, it'd be way too heavy. The whole strongbox looks like it's made out of iron.
All right. Well, I just saunter on back.
Okay. You saunter on back. Rainmar's jumping out of the caravan. He didn't see anything out of there. David, Ariana's walking out of his, kind of with a puzzled look on his face. Meanwhile, Agrias has just been standing there watching guard, stoic as ever.
Just a question, not really game related.
Yeah.
How do you end up changing the name up here on your little screen so I can put my character name instead of
I'm
mine?
not really sure, David. I think that's in your settings as far as Zoom goes.
If you right click
David.
your name, you can rename it.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. I don't know how to do that on a tablet. But let's see.
Jeremy, what were you going to do? You had something?
Well, did he tell me about the lockbox?
He comes out of there. Go ahead and role play it.
What'd you guys find?
What did you find?
I found a bunch of wood.
Have you seen how many people I've closed down with arrows today?
There might have been a metal box, but it was too big for me, so I left it. Can't be important.
Where is it? Direct me to it.
I'll lead Ragnar to the strong box.
Patrick, you've been standing here, Grice, you've been watching this whole thing. You were people watching. Yeah, there's a lot to learn about that interaction about these two. Rainmar, you get led up to the front of the caravan. He opens up the carriage, and like I said, the whole thing is full of wood, for the exception of a metal iron strongbox that's in there.
See, lots of wood. I told you.
What are the odds that he's going to live through the first 2 hours of this campaign?
It's dwindling by the moment.
Before I open this thing, can I get my...
What's your save against spell?
Can I get
I'll tell you.
Tenebrous... Okay, can I get the Tenebrous hand to have my back here when I open the strong box?
You got to call back to him? Okay. Patrick, you get called up to the front of the caravan. Are you going to respond, or are you just going to are you going to be stoic some more?
So is he peeking his head around the caravan and looking at me and telling me?
Yeah, he pokes his head out the door, kind of waves you over.
All right, I just give him a nod and I start walking over with my sword, with my hand on my sword.
He walks over. David, what are you doing in the meantime?
Is there anything else other than the wood that I've found?
No, your Wolverine is still gnawing on this guy's body, though.
I thought as I walk past toward these other guys, I'm gonna toss them a treat for dessert.
Okay. Well, you toss him a treat, but he really doesn't even notice because he's got his nose in the guy's chest cavity.
It's normal. So I'm gonna go and the guy that we've got prismatic sprayed or color sprayed or whatever. You say he's not going to be out of it for a while, but
he's out unless you wake him up. He's out for the count.
Try to figure out how I can get some information on this.
Well, you could wake him up.
He's all tied up, right?
Yep.
How hard is it to wake somebody up from something like that?
Just slap him around a bit. So that's what you're going to do?
I'm going to do that, but I'm going to make sure my face is right next to him and glaring at him with my eyes.
Jeez.
As much as I possibly can.
Okay. All right, let's go back up to the front caravan while you're getting ready to do that. Agrias, you show up there to the front, and these two are standing there at the front of the carriage mouth. Jeremy, how do you want to handle this? You got the key.
Well, I'm talking to Agrias, and I say, I've never seen somebody that fights the way you do. Would you cover my back as I open the strong box?
I simply nod.
I'll help too.
And then I draw my sword
That's not nice.
and look at Brixton.
Okay. I open the lockbox.
Brixton, as he reaches over to start undoing the lockbox, every instinct of yours is thinking, man, this is a bad idea. Are you going to stop him?
Yeah. Yeah, I will. Whoa, hold on.
Jeremy,
Why are you stopping me, little one?
It's not safe.
It's not safe.
Yeah, it's not safe.
Your life isn't safe.
And how do you that? And how do you know it's not safe?
It's what I know. It's what I do.
Speak clearly.
It's who you are.
Let me check the box.
Let me tell you a little bit about what I know and about who I am. Never mind. For whatever reason, I trust this little idiot.
uh-huh.
And I decide that the wood is probably there to burn this thing to the ground in the event that whatever's in there escapes.
Okay. You're going to go ahead and check the box then, Brixton?
So I think
Yeah.
Okay. Jeremy, you were going to say you think what?
I think the little guy had the right idea when he said, let's set it on fire.
Okay. Brixton, go ahead and roll me percentage dice.
24.
Okay. As you start looking at this thing, you guys all see Brixton pull out a small set of tools out of a pouch from his side. He's got a pick inside of the lock. He's got a kind of like a clamp thing that he's putting underneath it. He lifts it up slightly, and you see a needle stuck in there that would have surely sprung out and pricked somebody that was putting a key in there.
Sometimes it's not your back you have to watch.
Oh! Nicely done, Matthew. You got to try and remove the trap.
Basically, we just traded one prick for another.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to remove that.
Okay, go ahead and make me a roll.
Uh-oh.
What'd you get?
62.
Okay. You guys see him working at the lock. Knock off the needle. Man, just saw it off a little bit. Not sure if it solved the problem or not, but you think it did.
I think it's good for you to open it now. Relatively.
Okay,
Step
little
aside,
prick.
Ringmaw, let him open
Here's
it.
what we're going to do. Here's what I do. Does the key have a hole?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take an arrow and put it through the keyhole and turn the key like this.
Okay. Puts the key, turns the arrow. You hear a click, and the top of the strong box opens up ever so slightly.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
So, all right. So I sort of back away using the arrow to lever it open.
Yep. You do that, it opens up, nothing happens. Nothing. Inside of it, you see a large pile of silver and some paperwork. Meanwhile, back at the guy that's laying there unconscious, Trouble comes walking back up to you. His muzzle is totally coated in blood and chunks of human flesh and bone. He just comes sauntering up to your side, all proud of himself. kind of sits there, kind of sits down next to this guy that's on the ground and sniffs at his face. Are you? Did you say you were going to try and wake him up?
Yeah, I'm. What I'm
Okay.
going to do is,
Okay.
since
You-
Trouble's
You
there,
slap him a couple times. He kind of mumbles. Slap him a couple more times. He
before he
opens his
wakes up,
eyes.
I'm positioning myself with the blade of the sword up against his neck,
Right.
staring at him, and Trouble's sitting there looking straight at him on
He
the other
sees
side.
you and the Wolverine. He looks at you both. His eyes get really big. He's like, he passes out again.
I slap him up till he wakes up.
You knock him around till he wakes up. He's like, please, it wasn't my idea. It wasn't my idea.
Whose idea was it?
Nelson's. You killed him.
No? Okay. Why did you do this?
Strong box. It's full of silver. He goes, didn't you check the other
Money, huh?
carriages? He goes, they're full of timber.
Oh, that's obvious. Why?
Because at
Does he want
Kevrick's
money?
over at Kevrick's Cove, there's somebody that's buying timber. Lots of timber. He goes, we're going to take control of the caravan and sell it ourselves.
Ah, okay.
Nelson thought that you guys might be interested in a cut of it if you wanted to join us, but I guess he figured you wrong. Kind of slumps back. Meanwhile, the Wolverine's just sniffing in his ear right now.
If you want, there's a after dinner mint if you want.
Going back to the front. Gentlemen, you guys are all surrounding this strong box at this point. Jeremy, you're closest to it, along with Brixton. What are you guys gonna do? You gonna open it the rest of the way?
What I want to do is I want to look at the paperwork, and I make a declaration that although I want to split the silver between us, because my experience has taught me that it's always good to have some silver coins on you just in case.
I remember that. I saw it.
Yeah, I remember that too. Okay. Rainmar, you're looking through the paperwork.
However,
you're looking through the paperwork along with the other two, and the paperwork is manifest order. It says 2 shipments of wood. It says it from Radic Hill Timber Company to archaeologist company Procan's Eye.
okay.
Hard to say what that means.
What was that last part?
Well,
Procan's Eye is the name of it. Everybody roll me a 20-sider.
14.
What do you got? 3? 3. Actually, you two, Agrias and Brixton, have heard of Procan before. It's a god of the sea, actually, one of the Iridian gods of the sea.
Good to know.
I relay that.
Brixton tells you that that Procan is a sea god. Looking at the silver, there's probably well over 200 pieces of silver in here.
Okay.
Now,
have we split it by 4?
Yeah, if you guys look at it, you guys start doing the counting and splitting of it. As you guys look at your guys' character sheets, this is a lot of wealth actually for you. Each one of you guys gets.
Can I say something?
Of course. Go ahead.
Okay, so we divide it by 4. We divide it by 4, but I'm gonna give Brixton half of my share for finding the needle trap.
Ooh. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Everybody gets 60 gold pieces.
So I'm adding.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So everybody gets 50, And then I give half of my 50 to Brixton.
It was 60. And
Okay.
so
Oh, 60.
Jeremy,
Cool.
Jeremy, you get 30 silver pieces. Brixton gets 90. The other two get 60.
As before everything, well, as we're dividing this up, I tell Trouble to just keep a nice watchful eye on Mr. Passed Out here.
You're
And
not
I'm gonna talk to these guys
dividing anything. You're still over there by the bodies.
well,
What ends up happening is the dividing is done. These guys are about ready to give you your share. They come out of the caravan and see you hanging over this body with the Wolverine still sitting there and this guy begging and pleading for mercy.
Okay.
How do you guys want to handle this?
As he's doing,
I look over at Brixton and I say,
And you say,
I like this guy.
Jeremy, you froze up.
Yeah, what?
do I catch him out of the corner of my eye?
Yeah, you catch him out of the corner of your eye. I'm going to try and Jeremy is frozen right now. So we're going to try and
You guys can't hear me?
see what's going on here. Let me
I think it's just my video that's frozen.
Yeah, okay, good. You can still hear us?
Yeah.
If he's the guy sitting there, transfixed on Mr. Wolverine, I'm going to sort of turn somewhat to these guys, give a, just motion with my hand and give them a big old wink and a grin.
Okay.
Went over.
Okay, you guys are, I assume, coming back over to the body. There's Rainmar. Welcome back, Rainmar. Rainmar is very statuesque right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and we'll go ahead and continue. Gentlemen, what are you gonna do when you get over to where the body is?
I'm gonna look at Arian and ask, "Did you get a name?"
Didn't get a name. He's too screwed up by just my looks and trouble here, but I did get that it was planned by one of the guys we killed, and they're basically just trying to bring us into Havrick's Cove and sell the timber, because apparently there's a major timber glut that people are willing to pay a lot of money for. So they're basically they're doing this to get money for from the timber, and then also whatever you found.
Okay, is Carlos?
Yeah.
Whatever box.
Is this guy passed out still?
No, he's looking up at you guys, wild-eyed, like, what's gonna happen to me?
Okay, I pull my sword out and jam it into the ground right next to his head.
He just jerks all of a sudden, freezes.
I ask him for a name.
He looks over at you. Dorian. My name's Dorian.
Okay, then I ask him, not yours. Or I tell him, not yours, the one you're trying to sell all this to.
It's an archaeologist group. They're operating out of there. They're hiring a bunch of mercenaries out of there. I don't know what for. They call themselves Procan's Eye.
And do you know where they are in Ravik's Cove?
Supposedly we're supposed to sell all this stuff at the... This was Nelson's idea. He knew more about it than me, but we're supposed to go to the Mercenary Guild, I guess?
Mercenary Guild. Okay, I pull my sword out of the ground and then ram it right into his head.
Rainmar, you're walking back there and you're seeing all this, and you see Agrias turn his sword back and forth, just put it right through his head, dead instantly.
I hand him a little cloth to clean his blade with.
What are you gonna do, Matthew?
Can I go get my hand crossbow bolt back?
Yeah, you can. Mm-hmm.
And is the middle caravan the only one with? Pardon?
You look at it and it's intact.
Perfect. Is the middle caravan the only one with the missing wheel?
Yes, it is.
And then I guess how many horses per caravan?
2. Clearly what their plan was, they sabotaged the wheel so that it would fall off, so that the whole thing would stop, and then they attack with the element of surprise. So you've got 6 horses there that are looking kind of skittish right now. There's this Wolverine walking amongst them, so they don't really know how to respond to that. Plus, you've got other monsters in your group as well. So
I know. I can be quite intimidating.
I'm talking about Patrick. So what are you going to do, Rainmar?
Well, I think we should try to complete the sale of the
Yeah.
of the lumber.
Okay. Okay.
I do have a quick question for the DM though.
Go ahead.
What was in the change purses that I took off the 3 drivers?
You look inside the change purse. The rear driver had 10 silver pieces. The middle driver had 10 silver pieces. And the lead driver had 10 gold pieces.
So total, I have 10 gold
and 20 silver extra.
20 silver, and then 30 silver from the lockbox.
That's correct. Plus,
okay, then there were 3 short swords. Each of them had a short sword, and then you said one of them had a scroll case.
All 3 of them had scroll cases.
What's in the scroll cases?
You open them up and you take a look. They're maps of the area. They show the road that goes from Raddick Hill to Caverick's Cove.
Are they identical maps?
All 3 of them are identical, except for the one in the lead. The one in the lead, his map actually also shows a road that goes north and south out of Caverick's Cove. The road is labeled Coastal.
I want to show my
Coastal Road.
Okay, I want to show my crew the maps and the difference between the 2 maps as well, so that they can mark, so that we can mark the other 2 maps with the road that's on the 3rd map.
Okay. Are you guys gonna you guys all kind of gather around? None of you guys really know Caverick's Cove very well, so it's good to kind of have an overview of what the roads and everything look like from over there and how close. Caverick's Cove is right on the coast. Actually, it is looks like a seaside town. And that road on the leader's map extends north and south of it. It's labeled Coastal Road. The extent that goes north is labeled North Road, and the south one is called South Road. The South Road ends in a forest, it looks like. The North Road ends in a city called Marner, which you all recognize as being the capital of Raddick.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to give Arion one of the maps.
Okay.
And I'd like to give Brixton one of the maps.
Okay.
And I'll keep the other one. Now the question, I've got 3 short swords. Do any of you guys use short swords?
No. I'm long sword and bow.
Patrick?
Yes, I do. No, never mind.
Okay, Okay. I'll just carry them. I'll just keep them then.
Okay.
And so the question is, can we lose the 3 of the carriages? 2 of them are filled with wood, or just one of them?
2 of them are filled with wood.
We were in the 3rd.
Yep, you were in
the 3rd. And we were. We don't need that one anymore. We just need the ones with the wood.
No.
So
Brixton,
can we
roll me a 20, please?
Maybe they're expecting 3 caravans.
Brixton, could you roll me a 20?
Yeah.
There you go. That's it, David.
12.
Not only does that cross your mind, but Brixton, the carriage itself may be worth almost as much as the strong box, if you were to sell it.
Okay.
Of course, you'd have to repair the wheel, but
Plus, here's the other
Okay.
thing: we come in
Uh,
there, trouble can be inside the middle caravan instead of scampering around. I give somebody pause if they want to. They're going to try to take it.
Rainmar?
So, yeah, part of my hesitation here is how many horses are pulling the carriages?
There were 2 on each carriage.
And have we repaired the wheel, or can we repair the wheel?
I need all of you to roll me a 20, please.
13.
13. Patrick?
9.
1. Go ahead.
19.
Patrick, as it should turn out, one of your masters over at the monastery was actually a former Wainwright. And you guys used to speak all the time, and he used to tell you all the time about wagon wheel repair. So you actually know how to do this.
Okay.
And fortunately, you're not short in supply of wood either. So
Mm-hmm.
it could take you a couple hours, but you have no problem doing it, you don't think?
Okay. I tell
In
every-
the in
Go ahead.
No, I was
I'm
just going to say, in the process of Patrick fixing the wheel, is there anything that we can do to prep the horses? Do they need to be fed? Do they need to be watered? That kind of deal.
Usually, as you go, usually what would happen is that they would go and they would break to do that, but there is no feed with you at all. So obviously the drivers must have thought there was something on the way that they could eat or drink.
Okay.
Now, there's nothing marked on the map,
Okay.
but they must have thought that. Additionally, it's beginning to rain again. Slight little a downpour. Nothing terrible, but it's starting to rain. David, being a ranger that you are, you can tell that it's probably going to get bad here in a couple hours.
Do I see any woods up ahead
Nope.
or somewhere that we can go? Just basically plains and hills.
Yep, just hills and plains right now.
Carlos,
Yes, sir.
what was in the large bag on the guard?
The large bag on the guard. You looked
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 10 silver pieces that he had in there. He also has a rock that's in there at the bottom of it.
A rock.
A rock.
Is there anything stand out about this rock?
Nah, it looks like a smooth piece of slate. Might have been a lucky rock or something like that.
Yeah.
Not too lucky.
Nice. Okay. You're gonna pocket that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how do you guys proceed? Patrick is going to repair the wheel.
I want someone to watch my back while I'm repairing this thing.
I will. I've
Okay.
also got
Rainmar and Dave and Arion go ahead and they are watching Agrias's back as he does it. Brixton, what are you going to do in the meantime?
Carlos, I'm gonna have trouble. I signal them and just do a scouting or whatever, like we normally do.
Roll me a 20.
18.
There's something you got to know about Wolverines as special pets. They're very ornery and they don't like to take orders very well that don't involve killing things. So it just kind of looks at you and snorts and walks away.
Okay. Go have lunch on the guy on the ground.
Brixton, what are you going to do?
I'm going to try to talk to Trouble.
Okay. You go over and you start following the Wolverine. What are you going to say to it?
I hear your trouble.
It looks up at you. That's what he calls me.
Would you like to be called?
Really, what I like to be called is I kind of like the name Tobias, Devourer of Flesh, and Stainer of Fine Persian Rugs.
Swinging a big bat there, little guy.
What's your name?
They call me.
I'm just kidding. I don't care what your name is. He keeps walking.
I'm just gonna sit down on the ground where he just burnt me. Just kind of cross my arms and just
looks at you. He goes, "You know what?" He goes, "You gnomes are a lot alike, all of you.
He what?
You gnomes are a lot alike, all of you."
Yeah.
Kind of walks away. So in the meantime, you guys are repairing the wheel. You guys watch Brixton kind of growl back and forth with the Wolverine a couple times. Then he just sits down with this look on his face like, I can't believe that just said that. Okay. Meanwhile, you're going ahead and you're repairing the wheel. The rain is starting to come down, and as Arion suspected it would, it begins to start pouring harder and harder. It's making the work go slower and slower. Brixton and Rainmar and also Arion, you guys are watching Agrias go ahead and work on his wheel. He's actually pretty skilled as far as being a Wainwright goes. And I'd like you to go ahead and put that on your character sheet, Agrias, that you're that you know something about woodworking and being a Wainwright. This is how, by the way, we're going to do special skills in this game. Is at low levels, you're going as you decide whether or not you want to do something. We'll figure out if you're actually good at it or not. But
cool, I dig it.
Okay, so that's one of your special skills.
You got it.
In about 2.5, 3 hours, because of the rainstorm, he's a little bit behind schedule, but he's able to put the wheel on, and it looks like it's going to be roadworthy again. Who is going to drive these horses?
What's up, Raymar?
What's up, Raymar?
I think that it makes sense to have Brixton manage the horses. Oh no, she can't. No, it doesn't. I think our ranger should handle the horses.
Okay.
I can do that.
You're going to be at the front then driving the horses? Now, unless you tether all of these carriages together somehow, you're going to have somebody on each of them, and it's still probably a good idea to have somebody on each of them driving it. Who will be on the second and who will be on the third?
I think Brixton and Ringmar should be together, and I'll bring up the back one.
Okay. Are you guys all right with that?
Yeah, what I'd like to be able to do, I'd like to be able to jump between the caravans if I need to.
Okay.
Okay.
So if we have 3 drivers and 3 caravans, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run between the three carriages.
Okay. Sounds good. So that would put Brixton in the middle. All right.
Okay.
You guys get the caravan going again. You guys locate Trouble. He comes back, kind of all pleased with himself. Looks at you, looks over at Brixton. Kind of has this it almost looks like a grin on its face. Says, "Musked a rabbit." Keeps walking past you.
Good job, Tobias. Good job.
Looks at you, looks back at you, and goes, "You guys live in rabbit warrens, don't you, gnomes?" Keeps walking.
What?
Doesn't explain itself, just keeps walking.
What was it that he actually likes being called?
He said, "I like being called Tobias, devourer of flesh and stainer of fine Persian rugs." He jumps up onto into the third caravan, or the first caravan with David. And you guys begin to go. Rainmar, you're running back and forth as kind of a watchdog, making sure that everyone, that the caravan stays all right. Now, you guys are going to make terrible time here because you guys only have one driver on each of these, but this is a good time to see how good of a teamster David is. Roll me a 20-sider, buddy.
11.
David, actually, he's He's a decently skilled teamster. I'd like you to go ahead and put teamster on your character sheet for what your skills are,
Right.
and you begin to go down the way. Actually, also Rainmar, could you roll me a 20?
12.
Would you like cartographer on your skills?
Sure.
Cartography. We'll get to you in a second, big boy. Matthew, once you go ahead and you do something like that.
Oh, I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
I don't need these petty skills.
David, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna start. If we're
Drive
ready,
horses down the way. Okay, you guys are making terrible time through the slogging through the mush and through the muck. At one point in time, another caravan wheel breaks, and you guys have to jump out and repair it. Fortunately, you have Agrias here who is skilled at it, and he goes ahead and puts it together. It's one of those deals where you're making slow progress, but you're equipped to handle the situation pretty well. Ahead of you, about a mile and a half, you guys go over a hill and you see a large forest. And beyond the forest from the hill, you can see wide blue vista of ocean, kind of cresting and crashing. And there's a small village that is on the right on there. You're looking at your maps, you can tell it's Caverick's Cove. You're gonna have to go through the forest to get there, though.
and this is to the
Heading east,
heading east.
directly
Okay.
east.
What time of day is it?
Yeah, by the time that you're over here, it is approaching dusk. So you
My
have to make a
time.
decision. Are you going to enter the forest at dusk, or are you going to camp outside of it? Rainmar seems to be of the opinion that you should go in through the forest during dusk. Is that correct?
I would think so. You get better shelter that way.
Rainmar, your opinion?
I trust our ranger to make that decision.
Okay. Ranger, here's the pros and cons. Yes, you're right, better shelter, but bad things come out at night. So if there's any humanoids or anything untoward in this forest, but it is pretty close to the village, so you're thinking maybe it might not be so bad.
Right. And if we're that close enough to it anyway, if there's anything there, they're already gonna come out no matter what.
So you're gonna drive on?
Yeah, just go in until we find someplace that looks like a decent spot to camp for the night.
Okay. So you guys begin to drive on through dusk. Everybody make me a 20-sider as you guys go on.
9.
What's that? 5? David? 10 or 9? Rainbow?
9.
13.
Matthew?
16.
Okay. Agrias and Arion, as you guys go forward, you're able to notice the signs of significant logging that has been done in this forest. It looks like whoever it wants timber is getting it wherever they can find it. And this forest is no exception. There's a lot of trees that have been felled in here. It doesn't look like irresponsible logging, like they're just taking everything they can find. But it's definitely, they've been here and they've done logging. It's probably why they've imported, is because they've run out of what they feel to be good wood. You guys continue on further, going down the road, and you're probably about maybe a third of the way through the forest, and it is become almost pitch dark out. The rain, the forest is a very high canopy with thick trees everywhere, so you're not really being rained on. The ground is a little bit firmer here. The horses don't seem to be fatigued that badly. So you could probably drive on if you wanted to, but again, it's getting very dark. and
I would,
you're also
I
starting
would,
to get a little bit tired yourselves.
I would suggest let's stop for the night.
Okay.
'Cause,
What were you going to say? What were you going to say, Brixton?
Sorry, I was just scratching my face.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you had something you were going to say.
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Rainmar, you have anything you want to say?
I'm gonna sleep first, I think.
Okay.
If we're gonna sleep in shifts, I'm gonna sleep first.
Okay. I do want some shifts. Are you also going to sleep as well first, Brixton, you said?
I'm gonna light a fire
Okay.
with
Okay.
my finger.
You guys watch as you guys start circling the caravan around to get an impromptu shelter. Uh, you guys have watched Brixton gather felled wood rather than the good wood that's actually inside of the caravan, and kind of reaches out and casts a small spell, and out of his fingers pop this large flame. He lights the fire for you all in the middle.
That was cool.
Wolverine kind of saunters on by you. Maybe not so bad after all. He sits over by the fire and curls up in a ball.
I just chuckle.
Who's going to sleep in first shift, second shift, third shift, or whatever kind of configuration you guys want to do this?
I'm taking the first watch.
Okay, first watch.
How long do I need to sleep to regain my spells?
6 hours. Who's and I assume that I know that Jeremy is sleeping first and that Brixton is awake first. What are you two going to do?
I'll take second shift if you need.
Okay. And Patrick, are you going to stay awake with Brixton, or are you going to make a third shift?
I was just going to take the first watch until someone relieves me, and then I was going to sleep.
Okay. Okay. So then what happens is Brixton and Agrias take the first shift awake while those two sleep, and then you flip around. Do I understand that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You guys go to sleep, and around you the forest begins to go to sleep with you. You guys hear the sounds of crickets out. You see fireflies occasionally every once in a while, but nothing seems to be attracted untoward by your fire. At one point in time, both Agrias and Brixton have infravision, so you're able to see out in the woods. You do see a deer at one point in time, but it seems very skittish and skinny and runs away. Just kind of looking at you. A good thing that Trouble was asleep. So that's the first shift. You guys end up going to sleep. Wake up the other guys, I assume. Wake them up. And the
I
second
sleep
shift
with
goes.
my hand on my sword.
Okay.
I sleep with my hand crossbow.
Okay. You guys go to sleep. And as you guys do, you're able to notice that everything outside of the confines of your caravan, circled wagons, there's nothing that goes on at all. It's a very peaceful night. Nothing bothers you at all. You wake up, dawn starts filtering in through the forest in these shafts of light dappling the forest floor. You guys all feel very refreshed. You're a little bit hungry right now, all of you, a little bit thirsty, uh, except for Tobias slash Trouble, who has eaten just fine. What are you guys going to do in the morning?
Do we have
I'm
any
gonna
rations?
Start by eating one of my iron.
Yes, all of you on your character sheet should have rations. Jeremy busts out his and starts eating. You guys see Rainmar begin to eat his rations.
I open mine and then I cast flavor so they taste really good.
Okay, good. When you wake up, David,
Yeah.
Make me a 20-sider.
8.
You look at your treat bag, and it looks like somebody's been into the treat bag last night, and about 4/5 of them are gone.
Ah.
Are you also going to eat as well, Agrias?
Yeah, I look it over at Brixton and ask him to cast flavor for me.
Are you going to do so? Are you going to do so?
I mean, I don't have enough for everybody. You know, if I flavor yours, I gotta flavor theirs. You're tough. You can live with tasteless rations, right?
So your magic is limited.
No, I just like spoiling myself.
Uh-huh. I'll remember that.
Well, I mean, if nobody else gets offended.
Oh, no, don't backpedal. You've already messed up.
David Aho,
Yes.
Arion, as you're watching these guys eat, something occurs to you. I want you to make me a 20-sider.
4.
Watching Rainmar eat is very interesting. He doesn't eat like a normal human being, really. The way he attacks food almost reminds you more like of the way Trouble eats. Or
Uh-huh.
or like he really, yeah, it's just there's something feral about it. Just something you noticed. Personal affectation.
I have absolutely no idea what Carlos is talking about. I'm a perfect gentleman in every way.
Yeah, you guys say, as he says that, he has to knock off pieces of the stuff off of his face, off his beard a little bit, and shake it out. Okay, so are you guys going to leave the same way that you guys came into the forest?
Or
David in
so.
front, uh, with the whole crew, Rainmar running back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
so your crew begins to leave through the forest, and I'm doing great for you on wandering monster checks. So as you guys continue to go through the forest, absolutely nothing happens at all. It's a very calm, smooth ride. You break out through the other end of the forest, and down a long, sloping hill in front of you, you see the low walls of this village. They look like they're made out of plaster that holds small stones together, abbreviated by thin, like maybe 20-foot tall towers that are unmanned. There are farmlands all around the outside of the walls. Inside of the walls, you see buildings of all kinds, and right next to the ocean as it crashes on the rocks, there's a very large lighthouse there. You guys gonna drive on towards
Okay.
towards the village?
Yeah, is there an obvious entrance to the
Yeah.
village?
From here, you guys can see, because you're at an elevation, a high elevation. You see the north and the south roads leaving out through the city, and they come through two gates, a north gate and a south gate. There is a gate that goes through from the ocean, goes right past the lighthouse into the village, and then there's a gate that goes. Your road goes right through it. Yep.
So this, I don't know.
Yeah, you're heading in. That's the
That,
the gate
that's
you're.
the lighthouse one.
Uh huh.
Let's see.
North. Yep.
So I can see what I'm pointing at here.
Okay.
So this is your lighthouse gate, correct?
Yep, that's right.
North gate,
Yep.
south gate, and this is the one we're heading toward?
No, you're heading towards the one that's a little bit further over to the west. There you go.
This one? Oh, that's a gate there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you guys are heading in through that gate. The caravan begins to descend through, and you're going to go past the farms and all these small outlying houses. Uh, as you guys start to go down that way, oh, go ahead. Did you have something you want to say? Oh, never mind. You're cotting. Excuse me.
Stretching.
Yeah, you guys are. The caravan begins to go down the road towards the village. Some of the local kids from farms and everything start to run past you. They'll stop over at Raymar. What's your name, Mister? Where are you from? They'll start asking you battering you all these questions. Uh, Caravan just continues to go on towards the village. They don't see many strangers, obviously, from where they are.
I've got my hood pulled a little bit over my face, so I'm not too
Yeah,
exposed.
yeah, it's a good idea. That's a good idea. But as you guys continue to go through towards there, I think this is a good place for us to stop for the evening. You guys have reached the village of Caverick's Cove. Uh, you managed to stop the attack that from within on the caravan, and you've got all kinds of goods with you. You're entering the village to hire yourselves out for your own various reasons, and you've got a good base to start with all kinds of money and all kinds of resources. So we're starting at the next game, and hopefully we'll have sorted out our technical difficulties a little bit better. But everything should be in place then. You guys are going to be when we start the next game. We'll find out what's going on in Caverick's Cove, and the adventure will well and truly start.
Alrighty.
Awesome.
Did you guys
Awesome.
did you guys enjoy yourselves?
That was
Oh, yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Good.
Oh,
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
That was cool.
Yeah, it's this is the thing is that unlike one of my other games, when you guys play them for the special events, you have to take the long game in a campaign. There's it's a little bit slower paced. There's a lot more setup, especially at the beginning here, until you guys figure out actually where you're going to go and what you're going to do. There's a lot of establishing and setup. The whole idea of this first adventure was to get you guys to know each other, get you guys to know your skills a little bit better, and how you operate as a team. And a lot of your personalities got to come out a little bit more, which was great. That's really what I was looking for. We've characterized your characters a little bit. When I go ahead and I post this on Twitch here later tonight, you guys will, the viewers that will see you guys will be able to associate you guys with your characters much more tightly, and that's really what we're trying to get at this one.
Okay.
So I'll send you guys Facebook messages about when we're going to go ahead next, and it should be here in 2 weeks, same time 2 weeks, and by then hopefully we'll have sorted out a little bit more of what's going on here with the Twitch feed. I think a lot of it was because if you'll notice what we're doing right now, you're all in one window. I think that Twitch was trying to stream too many feeds simultaneously, and it was choking. I think that's what the problem was.
Okay.
So, thank you very much for you guys. You guys were great players tonight. I will be messaging you offline about what your goods are that you have at this point in time and what your experience point total is, and if anything interesting happened to you that you need to know about.
All right.
But before I go,
Okay.
there's one bit that I did not do that I really wanted to do. I forgot totally about this. Brixton, while you guys were asleep, you had this dream, all right? You were somewhere in water, swimming around. You were going somewhere. You're trying to find something. You were deep underwater, just trying to find something, and you couldn't. It was frustrating because you felt this compulsion, but you didn't know how to get there. You had this. It was a weird dream. When you woke up, it was kind of you felt very unfulfilled when you woke up. It was almost like frustrating you in turn. That sensation lingered on of incompleteness.
Got it.
And that's all I've got.
Cool.
So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in, and thank you for playing the game tonight. I really appreciate you guys. Next week, hopefully, you guys are going to see a lot more action, I think, and you'll get to learn a little bit more about Caverick's Cove and the people that live there, and really what your ultimate destiny might be. So, hopefully, that's enticement to come back next week.
You better
right.
believe it. Always a pleasure, Carlos.
All right, I'll see you guys later. Thanks very much.
Next week or the week following?
Oh, it's week following. I'm sorry, week following.
Okay.
Yep. So thank you very much, guys, and
All
see you
right,
later.
guys.
Have a good one. Thanks.
Bye.
Later.